And this is if the client has other people that are not their children to be beneficiaries, or they don't want their uh, children to get equal shares. They want disproportionate shares, different percentages. Then you would go with no and select the appropriate option. So if the property or the trust residual, whatever's left in the trust, is only going to one of the client's children, uh, you'd select this option here, and you get some more pop-ups there. Or if it's going to certain beneficiaries, which can be the children in equal or unequal shares, go with this option here. Okay, this is usually for unequal shares or equal shares for other types of beneficiaries that are not the client's children. And again, it can be the client's children, but in unequal shares. So you go with this option here. So let's go back to this option, one of the child's children. Okay, one child, let's say they have 3 children, the client has 3 children, but they only want one of the children to receive everything. You'd name that child here, and of course, select whether or not there's going to be an age distribution delay, a distribution a delayed distribution based on age, better said, and go ahead and select those options there. And that should be it for that part there. But you can select here then if that beneficiary passes away before the client, whether or not that share is going to go to their children, the grandchildren. Okay, and I showed you this before in the previous um, uh, explanation video. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back and show what's going to happen here if, let me delete all this. Okay, so if we go with distributing to multiple beneficiaries in equal or unequal shares, this is a pretty in-depth section. Again, you're going to determine or indicate whether or not there's going to be a distribution based delay of the distribution based on age, and select that. For now, we're not going to go with that. Let's just go to the next section here. Okay, allocation options, how everything will be parted or distributed in what percentages, equally, unequally. So if it's equal shares, let's go ahead and select that. And here's where you designate or determine or indicate how which beneficiaries these are. Are there the client's children, sons, daughters, or other beneficiaries? For this particular section, we'll just choose, let's say, 3 sons. Again, whether or not there's going to be a delay of distribution based on age. And let's go next. All right, here's where you're going to list all the children, all the sons to receive an equal share beneficiary, an equal share distribution. Okay, so you add the first son. Let's say there's 3 sons, so you're going to add a total of 3 here. So we got this son, add another one. And as you can see, it automatically designates the percentage for each of those sons. Add a third son, automatically splits it to thirds. Okay, and that's how that would work. And here, the bottom summarizes the percentage for each son, and the combined percentage for all sons is always going to be 100%. All right, same thing whether or not you choose other beneficiaries as the previous selection or daughters. It'll show daughters here, daughter 1, daughter 2, daughter 3, other beneficiary 1, 2, or 3. Okay, and then you have to designate or indicate here what's going to happen if one of the sons passes away before the client. Should that go to that son's children or the client's grandchildren, as it says here? Yes or no? Yes, then you get to choose age distribution delays. And I believe we're done with that section. Oh no, here we get to indicate backup beneficiaries, contingent beneficiaries. Always a good idea to bring this up to clients and just point out we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And what if all your beneficiaries, your children and grandchildren, are no longer around? Then, if you don't designate a contingent beneficiary here, a backup worst case scenario beneficiary, everything goes to probate court. This system we put in place, this estate plan we put in place wasn't properly done. So we always have to bring that up to the clients so that they can name a worst case beneficiary and whether or not anyone will be disinherited, including the children of the disinherited. Okay, so let's go back and show you the rest or the other options here. Let's get rid of this. All right, so if it's other beneficiaries, get the same kind of option here. Let me just delete this real quick. Okay, other beneficiaries, distribution delay based on age. Okay, add a beneficiary, beneficiary 1, 2, 3, same thing. Okay, automatically adjust the percentage for each one because it's equal percentages. We're doing equal distributions here. Now, let's go to this particular scenario. Let's see here. All right, so you select distribute the residue to certain beneficiaries in equal or unequal shares. Go next, and now we select unequal shares. Okay, I'm sorry, we don't select this button, and that would be unequal automatically. If you do not select this button, it's unequal shares. If you select this button, it's because you're going equal shares. Select to divide the residue into equal shares, which we already did. Now leave it blank, unequal shares, and let's say it's going to be daughters, and you indicate whether or not any of the daughters are under age 25 and whether you want any delays on distribution based on age. In this case, we're not even going to select that for now. This shouldn't pop up if you went through this section for the very first time selecting daughters and had not gone to equal shares first. So that won't show up. Just don't worry about that. Select next. And then you add the first daughter who's going to receive an unequal share. And you get to choose that percentage. So you have daughter 1, and let's say you want them to get 20%. Daughter 2, you want them to get 10%. As you'll notice down here, it keeps a tally of how much percentage is left of the 100%. You've already used 20 plus 10, 30, so 70% is left. Combined percentage for all daughters so far is 30%. That's how much you've used. And then finally, you want the final daughter to receive 70%. You can always type in the percentage there. Now you've used all 100%, and nothing is left, and 100% is used. Combined percentage for all daughters, boom, you've done your job. Everything is divvied out in terms of the trust residual for all daughters in unequal shares. So what happens if any of the daughters predecease the client? Should that daughter's share go to their children? Yes or no? Distribution delay based on age for those grandchildren, the daughter's children. Contingent backup beneficiaries. What if the client's daughters and grandchildren pass away before the client? Backup beneficiaries. Always a good idea to bring that up to the client and let them know it's a good idea to name them, because you never know if the whole family is going in a minivan, two daughters and the four grandchildren traveling together in an accident, and none of her children or grandchildren are alive when she passes away. Backup beneficiary. Good idea to designate that, or to at least bring that up to the client, let them decide whether they want that optional clause, and then whether or not any beneficiaries will be specifically disinherited, relationship, gender, and the children of the disinherited to be excluded as well. That concludes that section, and we'll be moving on to the next shortly.